Hi everyone, this is Aaron. In this video, I'll talk about how you can write your own program for vector resolutes and scalar resolutes. At the end of the video, this is what you're going to get. So you can find your own function in your own folder. And this is scalar resolute. So I'll use row matrices to represent the vector. So 1, 2 is just like 1i plus 2j. And here is the scalar resolute. It's pretty much the same with vector resolute, except that we're going to get a vector output. Right, so now let's get into it. To do programming, you would go to the program editor and open a new document. Here, you can customize the name of your function, and I'm going to choose VR for vector resolutes. Then you can choose the type. Now, the rule of thumb is for complicated things, you would choose program, and for easy things like this one, you're going to choose function. And then you definitely want to set the library access to public so that you can later access it in the catalog. And now we're all set. Right, so in general, for each program, there are three important components, which are input, process, and output. And for our function, the input is definitely going to be the two vectors, right? And we can denote them by A and B. So from now on, A stands for the first vector and B stands for the second vector. Now let's move on to the process. So if we want to calculate the vector resolute, we are going to compute the vector resolute somehow in our own function, right? And it's not too hard. We can just use the formula. And this thing is the vector resolute, right? So now, the last thing that we need to do is to tell the program to make this the output. And the way to do that is to use the return keyword. And then we're all set. Now to save it, we can click Menu 2, 1. Right, now we can test if this works. And I'm gonna use the same input to test if we can get the same result. So now we have got a well-functioning program for vector resolute. And if you want to add this line of explanation, the way to do that is to do display project A on B. But this is completely optional. I personally like it, but some of you may find this annoying. So anyway, it's personal choice. And then we're gonna see this actual line. Yep. Alright, so now let's apply the same knowledge to create our own scalar resolute function. And it's pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna use SR for scalar resolute. And the input are still gonna be the two vectors. The process is just gonna be the formula for scalar resolute, which is this. And then to make it the output, we can return it. Now, interesting thing to note is that we don't actually need this return keyword. But don't get me wrong, it's not because return is not important. No. The reason why we don't need return is because TI will automatically return it for us. So let's see what this is going to give us. Like before, I'm going to use the same input and see if we can get the same output. 11/5, and that's exactly what we have before. So now we have successfully coded our own program for vector resolute and scalar resolute. And the only thing left is to save it into our catalog. And the way to do that is to save this file into a folder called mylib, which you would definitely have. and then you can give your file a new name, and I'm just gonna call it new. Yeah. Hit save, and then we can just close this file. Go to all our documents, and then refresh libraries. Right. So now we should be all set, and we should be able to find our own functions. And let's see if it works. Ta-da! Everything works. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Programming isn't as hard as you had thought, right? And in the next video, I will talk about how to write your own program to calculate the angle between two vectors. So if you enjoy this kind of videos, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in future videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.